Hi, this is Sexy Daddy 41 Awesome, and I'm here with spiderjackangel, and we're talking about Clive Barker today. So I'd like to start it off with a film that I didn't talk with JT is Reborn about, The Lords of Illusion. Now I've never actually seen this film, so could you sum it up what you thought of the film?
Well, it's been a while since I've actually seen it as well. I mean, I've rented it back in the day when I had this video store, and they had this deal where basically you rent, 5 movies for 5 days and all that stuff. But basically, the gist of the movie is about this guy who's a magician that kind of banishes this evil guy from bringing upon the end of the world. And since he's, really all powerful and, can't really be killed, he basically binds him by putting this contraption, around his head. And you, see nails, kind of getting drilled in the guy's head. And it's really, typical Clive Barker-ish. And then from there on, the guy, becomes well-known and all that stuff. And then there's, these shadowy figures that kind of found this detective played by the guy that was on Quantum Leap. I don't remember the actor's name, but he also was on the TV show Chuck as Chuck's father. But however, once this magician basically dies, well, supposedly dies, I should say, basically the detective is basically looking into his death and stuff that he was kind of looking into, while also being hunted by these other people that mysteriously want to kill him for some odd reason. And the movie basically is one of those films that you have to watch carefully, because the fact that maybe not everything you're seeing is 100% accurate. I mean, probably the best comparison I can make is, Danny, you saw the movie The Prestige, right?
Yeah.
You know how you have to watch that kind of carefully? It's sort of like that. You have to watch it kind of carefully, and then when it reveals this kind of twist midway through, you're kind of like, what? How did that happen? Then basically when you kind of look back on it, it makes sense. And the ending of the movie is very graphic, and basically overall it's actually a pretty good movie.
If you were to rate it out of 10, what would you give it?
Oh, God. I'd probably give it about a 7. I mean, it's a good film, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't put it up there as one of Clive Barker's best.
Okay, so what score would you give it out of 10?
Clive Barker's Lords of Illusion?
Yeah.
A 7.
A 7? That's cool. Yeah. So now on to Jericho. What did you think of this video game? I wasn't even sure of the plot. I never actually played the game.
Well, let me first say that I was really anxious for it. I actually pre-ordered it from GameStop, and all that stuff. Yeah. And then when I heard the review from IGN about the game, I was kind of a little hesitant about it, but then, still really wanted to play it. And then I heard the review from GameStop. I'm like, uh-oh, maybe I should rent this first. And I rented it, and I actually kind of agree what the complaints about the game is. First of all, the game doesn't look new-gen at all when playing it. It looks like something that would come up during the PlayStation 2 time, The graphics aren't that great. The storyline is okay, I mean, for a Clive Barker game.
I remember during the making of the video game, Clive Barker himself complained about it because the characters didn't blink, so they had to go back and make cutscenes where all the characters blinked, apparently.
Well, with video games, gameplay basically is the main factor of enjoyment, most of the time. And see, with it being kind of like a third-person / first-person shooter type detail,
Yeah.
I mean, it's more first-person than anything, but it kind of felt like I don't know if you played this game, but it kind of felt like the Rainbow Six games because the fact that it was more you had to duck and cover and shoot your way through like all these like hell type demons that are coming at you.
Yeah.
But it did do one thing that I did not expect,
Okay.
and that's when they the main character that you played as in the game, they kill them off like within the first hour. They just kill them off with no mercy whatsoever. And basically, his spirit basically can take over like the other squad members.
Okay.
And you basically have to, like when your squad members go down, you basically have to, go up to them and, recuperate them. But if all your squad members go down, you die. And each of the squad members have basically a different profession that they specify in. So you're not really playing the game in like, one way. You're playing it in different ways. Like you have one that's a sniper, one that, uses knives and so on.
Yeah.
So, it was a good concept, you know, somewhat good execution, but it just felt like it needed a little bit more work. I do respect Clive Barker. I really like all his work, pretty much. But that won't, fall me back from basically rating a bad video game because a bad video game is a bad video game, no matter how you slice it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'll give it a 5.
Yeah.
It just needed more work.